Here we go. Well, hello everyone. It is the end of December, and we are about to just jump feet first into 2020, which is going to be an awesome year for everyone. I've been talking to a lot of people. That people have really great plans for this new decade that's starting, which is really exciting. And so I am very excited to bring to you today my new friend, Chris Berryman, who is going to talk to us about Force for Humanity. So let me tell you a little bit about Chris. We met a couple of months ago on LinkedIn, and we had the opportunity to talk. And Chris has worked in corporate America for 35 years in all sorts of jobs. He's been working since his teen years to present in the restaurant industry and in retail, and he's got some very unique experiences, which then kind of, as happens with all of us and everything that we do, every stage in our life helps shape something else that we're growing toward. And so Chris did begin Force for Humanity, and I just want him to share a little bit of his backstory, and then we'll get into what made him start Force for Humanity and what he has, his vision for that. So Chris, you want to give us a little bit more background information about yourself?
Thank you, first and foremost, for having me give this opportunity to speak to not only your great friends and family, but more importantly, to the great community that is not only LinkedIn, but everyone that's a part of this great world. So I'm humbled and thankful for that opportunity. My beginnings here in this journey that we call life was done way back when in 1971. I was born in Sanford, Florida, and I have been throughout the United States, except the only place I have not been is across the Mississippi River. So I have been to places like Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. The only places I have not been to, of course, the Northeast, and I have not been, like I said, out west. So I have been everywhere. My dad worked at Red Lobster for almost 40 years. So wherever he had to go, I had to go. So the family had to pick up and move and everything. So for me, I have been working since I was 16 years old. My first job was at McDonald's. Still today, I still know a lot of the processes, the workflows from being a crew trainer, a cashier, a cook, all that kind of stuff. And I've morphed that into other things I've worked at. I've worked at Target, I worked at Kmart, Walmart, you name it, I've been there. But I've been so blessed to pick up a lot of great, valuable lessons on the way in this journey that I've called myself is a reinvention, so to speak, because I had an epiphany about 15 years ago. And I said, hey, I need to end up working with people instead of working for people. So that's when I had that first aha moment in my life. And it wasn't because social media wasn't there. It kind of was there, but wasn't like the likes of LinkedIn and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So I decided, well, I got to be able to play it out the way it is. So whatever is giving me the chance to do what I need to do, it is what it is. So flash forward to where we are today. I've right now currently work in a fast food place called Fuzzy's Taco Shop and everything. But my other epiphany moment came when I was working for a company called Solar Homes here in Lakeland, Florida. And I was taken abreast of the great opportunity that was afforded to me by these great people, that I was asking the candidates and applicants the very same questions I would be asking as an owner. So I was like, where do you want to see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years? Do you want to be a part of something bigger than of yourself? Do you want to end up making an impact on the world? So that's when it spawned on me in my head, okay, light bulb on, I need to create a great organization that will be driven not only by our very humanity that interconnects us, but more importantly, to really change the world for the better. And I believe that Force Humanity will be able to do that, because the one thing that is missing from a lot of businesses today is our very humanity. That's what interconnects us so much. So that's where I am today. I've started that, like I said, personally on the journey on LinkedIn. It was back in, like I said, in 2017. And here we are today in 2019. Get ready for the great vision of 2020 that will come into 2020 focus for next year.
Very good. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about, because I know I've gotten to know some of the people in your community. You have people from every background, from every walk of life, from every career path. What is it that you guys do together in Force for Humanity to then positively impact the rest of the world, as you say, because y'all are going worldwide? You have connections everywhere.
Yes, we do. In fact, the first and foremost person I have to give a shout out to is, of course, our great friend Evan Sir. I posted this to Evans a long time ago, and he saw the true value in this. He's been one of my steadfast mentors, partners, brothers, however you want to call it. He's family. And he said, Chris, you're onto something here. And it's just truly getting into our roots of who we are. And the one thing that I know for a fact from business today, because I've seen the good, bad, and the ugly in business, more of the ugly and bad when we have of the good. And I said to myself, that's got to stop. Where is the golden rule in place nowadays? Where is that at? So that's when I finally decided, no, enough's enough. The status quo is not for me. I need to surround myself with great, like-minded people who think and feel the same way that I do. And you're absolutely right. They're from all walks of life, all different paradigms of thought. They have worked anywhere from, it's like John Van Pelt. He knows Tony Robbins, and he was worked with the Dalai Lama. It is like Liana Gardner, which is the heart and soul of Force for Humanity. She has her own mind, body, spirit in coaching philosophy. It's Heidi Palmer, who is about the foundation of Force for Humanity. It's about Ray Figueroa, about the bottom line. It's about Rachel Beck, about diversity training and including people. And it's like our great PR director, Ken Fay, who's about the message of what Force Humanity will bring to the world. And when I'm surrounding myself with these great people, I started to see, oh my God, what have I done? What have I accomplished? And people say that, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, Courtney. People say that I'm a great connector, but I don't really see it. I just see me as a humble man from Lakeland, Florida, who is setting on a mission and a purpose to bring humanity into business and beyond, because I know our very humanity interconnects us so much that we have to get back to that and get back to the very simple things that makes us who we are. And if it wasn't for those great people that I mentioned, Evans Duran, Luke Williams, Tony Abrera, Rachel Beck, like I said, and I mean, everyone that I've mentioned already tonight, I know I wouldn't be on this interview with you today. And I just know that because the people that see great things in others truly not only helps those people where they need to go, it also helps them to grow also internally as an individual. It's what John C. Maxwell says in 21 Irrefutable Leadership. If you help and work through and with others to get them to where they need to go, it will automatically help you where you need to go. And then your organization will grow and thrive. And then that's when I came up and spawned in my head again the great mission statement of our company. If I help you, you help me, then we help we. And that is what it's all about. We are looking to really right now, our focus is to speak the message of the power of what Force Humanity will bring to not only your business, but also to true, genuine people out there. And then it will spawn into consulting, HR and staffing. I mean, it will just morph in so many different ways. That's what it's going to truly end up being. We're going to be everywhere and with everyone all at the same time.
I love it. That was actually one of the questions I was going to ask you. So we'll go reverse of what I was thinking. So I see your big picture of where you're going. Let's come back down to, what do you see Force for Humanity doing in the next year, in 2020? Where do you see that headed?
Speaking all around across this great country of ours and speaking around the world about spreading the message of what Force Humanity will bring to not only people, but companies who employ those very people in their businesses today. Because without people, there is no business. And without business, there's no people. There's a true interconnectedness within that I've seen for so long that we need to change that dynamic around from a negative to a positive, because the status quo can only say you can only do this, you can only go so high, you can only go so far. We've been put with labels on ourselves, we've been put in boxes for far too long. And I'm like, no, it's time for us to become unstoppable, unrelenting, willing to go that extra mile, willing to do like in what they do in the military, put service above self. And if we can put service above self, above all else, my gosh, what can we not do? Because an army of one can actually turn into an army of many.
Very good. That's awesome. I'm excited to see you as you start to speak. So I know that you recently had a speaking engagement. Will
Yes,
you be
ma'am.
the primary person? Because I've had some people ask when I was telling them about Force for Humanity, I've had questions like, so is it just like a support group, on social media where you connect and kind of like, is it a big networking thing? And I said, no, there's a little bit more to it than that. And then I've had some other people who are like, okay, so, and I did tell them because we have talked before about how you plan on going and speaking and sharing, right? And so I've had some people ask, well, is it just going to be, is there one person? Are they putting together a team? Who do they plan to talk to? Share a little bit along those lines too, what your vision for that is.
It's going to be everything. We're not only going to be having a mentorship program, an actual speaking program, we're going to have webinars, we're going to have lunch and learns, we're going to even have a series called Coffee and Culture with Force for Humanity. We're going to have, like I said, the speaking engagement side of things, so we're going to speak the message. But like I said, what's going to happen is it will morph into from the speaking side to a consulting side, and then down the road you will see an HR and staffing firm from this great organization that will be rooted in humanity, and then it will go on from there. It will just, it will go as far and wide as we allow it to take it. And that's the law of the big moment, and the 21 Airfield Laws of Leadership. And the law of momentum is on your side, and as your guide, it just will keep fueling the things that need to be done. And I truly believe in this. And this is what I talked to you about at Kaiser University. It's about the power of LinkedIn and the power of connection. And this is what my great PR director, Ken Fay, sent to me. He said, the power of connection and the power of transformation. We are all connected to one another in that we all share the human experience. We all can make a difference, transforming the world around us, and we have a choice in every conversation and every connection. Now, isn't that amazing?
It's beautiful.
Yes, we can literally impact people's lives on a human connective level, because when we connect with others on that very human connective level, there's nothing in business, in life, in a nonprofit, in any place that you do, you cannot transform somebody, because if you can transform, let's say, an Evans Dern, not only you're transforming him, he's transforming you.
Yes.
You
And then
know?
y'all together are transforming everybody else that you have.
And what does that come back to, Courtney? It comes back to that mission statement. If I help you, you help me, then we help we.
Right. Yes. I think it's really great. And I really am excited to see your organization grow and where it's headed in the next year. And even I think it's going to be fun to watch you in 3 years and 5 years from now, because one thing I know about you is that there are no limits with you. I mean, you constantly allow yourself to be someone who's being taught and educated, which we all know education continues to grow us. Now, something else that I want to point out to anybody who watches this is not necessarily just my people, because I get to talk to them, but other people who see this who maybe don't know you or me on a personal level, is
Okay.
I think we all know in the world that we live in that there's a disconnect. It's been happening for some time. Social media kind of plays into that. Text messaging. We don't actually have to call anybody anymore. We can do everything through email and text and Messenger and those kinds of things. But I love that you actually speak to the power of LinkedIn, because you are using it as a networking piece that is just a piece of the puzzle with you guys. So you're using that to then bring back in the whole relationship and humanity. I mean, hello, Force for Humanity, right? Into business, because we can't serve anyone, no matter what our business is. If we don't have the relationship first, we can't serve somebody because we don't know what it is that they need. So I really appreciate seeing you using the tools and advantages we have in this century, but still bringing back in the human side to that and putting the relationship with it. So I have to applaud you for that. I think that's really phenomenal. Before we part ways today, tell me this. Who is it that needs to reach out to you, Chris? Who is it that you can help them with their business? And then what do you expect back from them, since your motto or slogan for your company is the whole part about we help each other? So who first needs to reach out to you? Who are you looking to help?
Right now, we're targeting small businesses, startups, medium-sized businesses, but that's not to say that it can't be shared with everyone, which it
Right.
should be shared with everyone, because we want to work with people on a one-on-one basis, if it's through a mentorship program, or if it's through a lunch and learn, is it through interview with Coffee and Cultures with Force for Humanity. Whatever that opportunity presents itself, we will love to have that opportunity with those individuals and companies, because I truly believe if we can truly tap into our humanity,
Mhm.
not only do mindsets change, hearts change, the way you work with people change. And let me ask you this, Courtney. Do you believe in employee word, that word employee? Do you believe that should be replaced, instead of having an employee, but should be actually said, I'm working with my partners? Wouldn't that sound better?
Partnership always sounds better. It gives people ownership, which makes them want to participate more, right? And empowers them. It's an empowering word to be a partner and not an employee. So yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Well, and that's the way I've always envisioned what Force Humanity will stand for, is because everyone in our organization is a partner. There's no employees, partners. And I believe that paradigm plays out in a lot of different places. Next thing you know, we can have more partnerships between Ford Motor Company, Toyota, Walmart, Kmart, whoever it is. And next thing you know, we become a part of something bigger than of ourselves. And the next thing you know, we become the society we truly want to attain to be. And it just flows all the way down after that. And it comes, oh, man, it's just so amazing what we can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. So then what would you expect of someone who reaches out to you for some help once they get involved? What is it, as far as that, then you help me and we help we part? What does that look like for them? Because that might be a little bit scary to some people, thinking, oh, what's he going to ask of me? So explain
I
that before
know,
we part
I
ways.
know. Great question. Great question. To me, and I always say this on every connection that I have on LinkedIn, it just starts by talking, what we're doing right here today, and getting to know people. And I'm not expecting anything. All I'm asking is a few minutes of someone's time to say, hey, how can I be of service with you, and to do what needs to be done to get you into that better place, whether it be through mentorship, leadership training, diversity training, whatever that may look like to you as an individual or company. That's what we're asking for, because that conversation needs to be had first. Because every conversation leads into something different, because every person, company, organization will be different because of that. Not everyone's universally the same across the board. So I know if we come that way from that position of saying, hey, let me find out how I can be best serve you. That's what Evans told me one time. He's like, the best sell that has ever happened to me is when you don't have to sell anything at all, and you just naturally talk to somebody, and it just spawns from there. Because relationships are key. Because I believe a true connection will equal true results and a true success for people on both sides of the dynamic. Because that's the way I approach everything in life.
That's wonderful. Well, I think that I can vouch for you. Chris has been a fun connection for me. I have enjoyed getting to know him and then others in the organization. I look forward again to seeing you grow this year, you and your Force for Humanity and everything that you guys are doing there. And I'll post all of the information along with this about how you can reach out to Chris. And then you guys feel free to reach out to him and start to build that relationship. He is another thing I can say about Chris is he is a big ball of energy. I mean, every time that I hear from him, there's just excitement that exudes from him, which I think is phenomenal. So you won't be disappointed with a conversation that you have with him. And I look forward to big things happening for you in 2020. So, Chris, I thank you for your time today. And is there anything that you'd like to say right here before we part ways?
Well, like again, I'm so humbled and honored for this opportunity to speak to people who really need to have that uplifting moment, and hopefully I can add value to people like that, and hopefully our great organization will do that. But please reach out to me. I would love to have the opportunity to speak with anyone and everyone. And like I said, thanks to my awesome friends, not only here in Lakeland, but our awesome community of people who I call family. Evan Sturin, Luke Williams, Rachel Beck, John Van Pelt, Ken Fay, Liana Gardner, Heidi Palmer, Ray Figueroa. All those great people and so many more have really profoundly changed my life in so many ways. I know I would not be here if it wasn't for them. So all the great things go to these great people, because I have, like I said, I'm just so profoundly changed by these people that I'm just so humbled. And that's all I can say. I'm just so humbled to be here.
Well, that is fabulous. Thank you again, Chris. And I look forward to working with you some more in the future. Have a good day.
Thank you, Courtney.